2009, we made history with the election of President Barack Obama. He called us to service as there remains much work to do to end unemployment, poverty, and crime in our communities. There's so many books on how we can accomplish this. But this year, everyone's raving about this summer's hottest new book, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America by Chicago's own Emmanuel Barbee. A graduate of Northeastern Illinois University, Barbee addresses key ways we back our families and communities. But unlike so many other books on this topic, Barbee captivates his reader, presenting solutions through a riveting life story. It's entertaining, it's different, it's exciting. The perfect book club selection. Don't be left out. Get your copy of The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America. Order today at Amazon.com.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. Under the comment section of this podcast, I will provide a link to my revised book as well as a transcript to this podcast. First, I truly enjoyed watching the Black Panther film. It was well written and had lots of action-packed sound effects. Wakanda is a fictional place in Africa created by Marvel Comics. It is the home to the Black Panther. According to the film, a massive meteor made up of vibranium crashed in Wakanda. Is a ceremonial title given to the chief of the Panther tribe. As part of the ceremony, a chosen Black Panther is entitled to use a heart-shaped herb. The Black Panther's strength comes from consuming the heart-shaped herb. Its vegetation was I guess it's called mutilated because of the exposure to vibranium. I mean mutated. That's the word I try to use. Wakanda consists of 5 tribes. 4 of them are under the rule of the first Black Panther 10,000 years ago. The 4 tribes are the River Tribe, the Mining Tribe, the Merchant Tribe, and the Border Tribe. They worship Bass, the Panther God, and ancestral worship. The River Tribe wear green clothes made from crocodile skin. The Mining Tribe are in charge of the vibranium that is mined, stored, and utilized. The Merchant Tribe are responsible for arts and crafts. The Border Tribe reside on the mountainous borders of Wakanda, posing as farmers in order to deceive foreigners of Wakanda's wealth. The 5th tribe are I believe it's pronounced Jabari, who follow the white gorilla cult. They are viewed as traditionalists who live isolated up in the mountains. Wakanda was aware that the outside world was becoming increasingly chaotic throughout the various atrocities of history, such as the Atlantic slave trade and the colonization of Africa by European powers. The Black Panther of the past, however, was devoted to defending their own country and did not interfere. Instead, chose to hide Wakanda from the world, fearing that if they became involved, and reveal themselves, it would eventually lead to outsiders trying to invade Wakanda. Wakanda passed itself off as a small, poor, third world nation of humble herdsmen using an advanced heliographic projection around its borders to hide the advanced technological civilization within. A core tension of the film narrative is that the new Black Panther is torn between his loyalty to hide and defend Wakanda as its king and his own consciousness to help a fallen world beyond its borders. Killmonger arrived in Wakanda to try to seize the throne and conquer the outside world using Wakanda's advanced technological weapons. Ultimately, T'Challa defeated Killmonger and decided to reveal Wakanda to the world through the United Nations. It was a feel-good movie and earned $1 billion worldwide. The question at hand: who benefited from this film? Marvel Comics, which is owned by Walt Disney, which is located in the state of Florida, which has stand your ground laws on the books. That is, I would say, that's biased towards African Americans. And stand your ground laws came into light because of the Trayvon Martin case. So that's why I would say, as a authentic Black man, I believe that all African Americans and other African descendants from the diaspora should just up and leave Florida. We need to send a message that that law needs to be changed. We have power, but unfortunately, our racial group, we have been caught up in this Willie Lynch mentality that I got mine, you get yours, and so that's why a lot of bad things are happening to, I would say, African Americans in America, because there's no real unification among our racial group, and it's just real sickening. In contrast, on November 10th, 2018, will mark 27 years that I have been sharing my vision to Black America and others online and in real life. Again, that's 27 years. To add insult to injury, African Americans have been protesting and marching for equality and fairness in the United States for the past 52 years, and still to this day, institutionalized racism, police brutality still is happening. Since 2001, over 4,000 people in the city of Chicago alone has been killed due to urban violence. Today, our elected Black leaders have failed us. They are all about themselves because they are being funded by the same group who created all these social conditions in the first place, and that's the financial elites. And that's what I talk about in my book. African Americans from the lower economic class are suffering greater harm from senseless violence, high unemployment, mass incarceration, police brutality, drug abuse, high illiteracy, inadequate healthcare, and failing schools as a result of institutionalized racism. How do I know? Because I experienced it and I lived there. I call upon everyone that's on my friends list and everyone that's in my social groups to come forth and participate in our open audition for my upcoming film, Hood Liberator, made in Chicago, next spring of 2019. Help me spread my message by sharing my book information with your family, friends, places of worship, and also at your local community center. It's not my burden alone, but rather a shared burden. I'm just one black man with a plan, but it takes a team to make a dream work. I refuse to allow small-minded or closed-minded black people to stand in my way. This is my calling, and I will be heard loud and clear. As soon as my business is up and running in the city of Chicago, I will declare war on this Willie Lynch mentality within the black culture, because the 400 years will be over in 2019. Do the math. Blacks came to America in 1619. All that I can say is ignorance is a choice in the information age. I created GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, back in November 1991 on a site called Gopher, because established black organizations in the city of Chicago refused to work with me. My goal was to make GRCAM a digital platform to empower black men and black women who are having a unique experience in America. I created this virtual Christian socialist organization in order to help raise awareness about the genocide which is taking place within our inner cities in America, as well as for me to network with other like-minded individuals who share my concern about solving black issues at the local level, one community, one city at a time. I also, at the same time, want to form a new black legitimate organization across the United States and around the globe for my cause, which is help stop the genocide in American ghettos. For me, Christian socialism is an authentic form of Christianity, and that's the type of Christianity that I will be promoting in my business. A Christian socialist is a form of socialism based on the teachings of Jesus. Many Christian socialists believe that capitalism is idolatrous and rooted in greed, social inequality, and institutionalized racism, which most Christian denominations consider a moral sin. We will focus on what we stand for. That is love, compassion, social justice, and liberation theology. Jesus told us to focus on the least of these in society, according to Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 through 40. He also commanded us to be witness to others, not just for us to read his word, but to activate social change in the world, according to Luke chapter 4, verse 18 through 19. We will be committed to the healing ministry of Jesus by showing compassion to inner city youth and their families. We will provide dignity to the people and community we will serve. We will promote an authentic form of Christianity, which is, for me, Christian socialism. We will emphasize the importance of morals and character development for both Christians as well as non-Christians. We will also focus on strengthening the black family and focus on solving black issues by promoting a black economic agenda. After 15 years of being rejected, humiliated, and ignored by established black organizations in the city of Chicago, I decided to write and publish my story, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition, in hopes of attracting 30 serious black middle-class professionals and others within the United States who meet the criteria that I'm looking for, which are as follows. I'm looking for investors, business partners, Christian entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. I'm also looking for legitimate film producers, actors, stage managers, grant writers, fundraisers, technical directors, marketers, accountants, business administrators, social workers, financial planners, lawyers, real estate brokers, and insurance agents. After they pass the criminal background check, then I would discuss compensation and incentives with them behind closed doors. I have my articles of incorporation and my bylaws typed and available for my nonprofit cooperative. I also have my articles of organization typed and available for my for-profit service-based business. Under the nonprofit cooperative, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute will be governed by an advisory board. GRCAM will be membership-based and operated for the mutual benefit of our members. Also, any earnings we earn are returned to our members in the forms of lower prices through our quality programs and services. Our members come first, and we will be committed to providing trust and understandable information to them. Under our for-profit service-based business, we will offer state-of-the-art recreational center that will offer bowling, high rope adventure courses, captivating game rooms featuring the latest videos and amusement, stylish billboards, energetic dance rooms, and high-quality restaurants, various businesses, on-site child care, and on-site music recording studio for our students, making documentary films and stage plays. In addition, we will host family fun activities, including combination deals, birthday parties, weddings, and corporate parties and or events. My book is an autobiography about my experience growing up in the inner cities of Chicago. In my book, I provide a 21st century plan on how my Christian organization will help eradicate urban violence in the city of Chicago and beyond, while at the same time meet the social needs of the communities and families we will serve if given a chance. My book is the foundation of my organization, GRCAM. Once I generate enough capital from my book sale and upcoming film, then I will hire qualified people to join my management team and then I will start my Christian business, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. We will attempt to rebuild the new Black Wall Street, starting in Chicago. We will cover Austin, Garfield Park, and North Lawndale on the west side of Chicago, and eventually expand to the south side of Chicago, as mentioned in my revised book. I want to make Chicago a model first before we expand to 10 other cities throughout the Midwest. In my book, I did mention 25 cities, but after, my book been on Amazon for going on 6 years, so I decided I'm going to narrow my focus to only 10 cities. And also because established Black organization in the city of Chicago still refused to work with me, ain't no problem. I decided to make my organization membership-based and private. That's just how it is. I refuse to work with people that's, got that type of mentality that I don't care. I don't care what you're talking about, so to speak. That's cool. That's why we're screening everyone. I'm going to make sure that people that come to this organization wants to be there. So that's why I'm online trying to put out my information, trying to recruit brave and smart people that's going to help me run this organization. And that's just how it is. I want to make Chicago a model first, like I'm saying. Also, I plan on hiring African immigrants in America to assist me in expanding my organization to 10 countries in Africa. These countries would include Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Angola, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda. In time, we will expand to Brazil and the Afro-Caribbean. Just make ourselves known throughout the African diaspora to those places. GRCAM will operate under 5 separate functions within the African American community. This will be a social service component, a spiritual component, which is optional for secular people, a political component, an entertainment component, and an entrepreneur component. The only thing which is preventing me from starting my Christian organization is the lack of manpower and the capital. This is why I wrote my story, in order to generate capital so that I can hire qualified people to assist me with my Christian business. I'm on social media to recruit brave and smart, like-minded individuals to join my management team and to encourage people on my friends list and people in my social groups to also help spread my information. This will help speed up the process. I call upon like-minded millennials, progressive African Americans, African immigrants, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Caribbeans, non-black sympathizers, all Christian, regardless of denominations, even moderate Muslims and secular people who are interested in working with me. Please purchase my book first and read my story for yourself. If you agree with my vision to help improve our inner cities in America, then I would love to hear from you. Those that disagree, you're entitled to your opinion, but just keep it moving because you ain't going to change my mind. This is what my creator put in my heart and mind, and I'm standing on that, and I won't compromise. I'm just standing on it. Even if it doesn't come to pass in my lifetime, at least I laid down the groundwork, and so I done the best that I could. But I don't know one thing for sure. I'm not going to sit up here and compromise and just to have this thing up and running. This thing is was already predestinated, and that's why I'm here. And I can prove myself if given a chance. I just want those qualified people that meet the criteria that I'm looking for to make yourself known. That's why I'm going to do this film, so I can generate the capital. Hopefully I can get up there to Black Panther. Even if I don't, at least I made an attempt. It's all about trying to do something. Rather than complaining about the white man, complaining about Jews owning all the media, all that stuff. I don't care about that stuff. I care about eradicating urban violence in the city of Chicago. That's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about anything else. Everyone will be screened and must attend our mandatory orientation and sign the community pledge in order to become members, no exceptions. No hardened criminals, no active gang members, no urban terrorists, no pedophiles, and no half-steppers allowed in my organization. This is how I get down. Again, I'm doing the best that I can to get my message out to the public through my YouTube videos, my social groups, my blog postings, my online talk show, now my revised book, and my upcoming film. This is my contribution back to my community, society, and throughout the African diaspora. Proverbs 28 verse 18, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. So, I'm not trying to speak to anyone as a beggar. I'm speaking as an authentic black man with a plan. Read my story for yourself. If you're interested, cool. Connect with me. Those that disagree, just keep it moving. That is bottom line. That's where I stand on this. So I'm ready to make this film now. This is my last attempt to do something positive for my racial group, and trying to do something positive for the city of Chicago. My people that's being slaughtered in the inner cities. We're not going to the inner cities to tell people what to do and all that stuff. We want to work with families that are serious about utilizing our programs and services, and we will work with them to the fullest. Those that become members, I will work with you and your immediate family members for life as long as you remain a member. And I will tell people about the solution more in detail when I meet you once this organization is up and running. What I've written in my book is only half of my knowledge. I have a whole lot of stuff to share, and I have a whole lot of stuff I would like to build more than just write books. I want to build businesses, help people that's trying their best to find legitimate job and works to offer employment to those persons, to listen to people that have other great ideas that think outside the box like myself, to be on my team. And most of all, this organization is for you millennials, because I want to pay this. It's for your generation after all in the first place. My generation has failed me, and that's okay. But this is my gift to those that want more out of life. My vision goes beyond, again, the United States. It also applies to Africa. Again, I want to be able, when we go to Africa, be able to create jobs there for our members, and be able to provide private employment to our clients and members, bring agricultural technology so that way we can feed our people rather than have to beg other people for assistance, because after all, Africa has enough wealth, but yet, it's these, I was just saying, the financial elites, mega corporations that's over in Africa stealing its resources. That's why they have military over there and stuff. It's not for the African benefit, it's to steal their wealth. But we're going there to try to help our people, especially our members, and just so that people could raise their family with dignity and in peace, without all these financial elites always forever bugging. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, not the financial elites. It was hijacked by this man named Caesar, according to Luke chapter 2, verse 1. He's the one that imposed all this mess. And therefore, the most challenging organization against capitalism is Christian socialism, and that's what I stand for. And that's what this organization is all about. We mind our own business. We're not up here trying to change other or fix the system. The system that's the way it is. It never was broken. That's the way it was created. It creates inequality, social injustice. Just a dirty system that only benefits those that have money and that's empowered. So that's what this is all about. Thank you for watching my my podcast, and you're welcome to subscribe. But again, I would love for you to read my story for yourself, and I would like to hear from you. Peace and blessings.